Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. I'd like to start by thanking you for inviting me for having an interest in a program that Governor Minner and the Cancer Consortium created, and for having an interest in a program that saved my life through God's grace and mercy, because without it, I probably wouldn't be here today. My name is Emma Fulton, and I'm a two-time cancer survivor. Over 20 years ago, living in Antioch, California, I was diagnosed with cancer in both breasts and had radical surgery. And in 2004, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. And with the help of and dedication of healthcare professionals like you, God's grace and mercy, thanks to wonderful doctors and support from the Delaware Public Health Program, I now stand before you cancer-free. I'm grateful for the help I received because back in 2003, I was really in a difficult situation. I was living in a different state, didn't qualify for Medicaid because I had too much income. I was receiving my late husband's Social Security benefits and was also 3 years too young to qualify for Medicare. When I started seeing blood, I knew I had to get medical help. Since I didn't have insurance, I went to Social Service Center in Denton, Maryland, and asked for assistance. They told me I didn't qualify for anything and there was nothing they could do to help me. I went back several times hoping that perhaps they had overlooked something. Based on my symptoms, I knew I had colon cancer. I had started praying that the Lord would hold off the cancer growth until I could get some help. And I knew He would lead and guide me. A few months later, I moved to Dover, Delaware. Since I had family in the area, in August of 2004, I went to work part-time at the Moderate Maturity Senior Center, which informed me that the whole clinic was also on the premises and was there for the purpose of helping anyone who did not have health care coverage. When I told the doctor my symptoms, she immediately gave me a number to call. It was the number for Screening for Life program. When I called Screening for Life and told the young lady who answered and told her my symptoms, she immediately asked, could she take my application over the phone? After getting all of the information she needed, she gave me a list of gastroenterologists that I could go for a free colonoscopy screening. I asked her could she use her best judgment because I was a transplant. And I told her, please, I need someone who will take the time and is compassionate and will not speak or treat me as a number or a piece of meat. She told me as far as she was concerned, now this is as far as she was concerned, doctors. She told me as far as she was concerned, the best doctor in the area was Dr. William Kaplan. He doesn't have much of a bedside manner, but he's the best. After my screening appointment with Dr. Kaplan, he said, well, Emma, I have good news and bad news. So I said, well, give me the bad news first. He said, the bad news is you have cancer. And so I said, what's so good about it? He said, the good news is we're going to get it. He smiled kindly, and that's what I was looking for, some type of compassion. Dr. Kaplan told me that he had a list of surgeons I could choose from that were on the Screening for Life program, and I asked him to choose one for me. And he said, why? And I told him I felt as though he would choose the best one that was in his field, being that he was the best in the area. Dr. Wendy Newell was wonderful. She was kind and compassionate and took the time that I needed, and took time with me that I needed. In consoling me, she was also trying to console her own emotions. And she was telling me, we're going to beat this, Emma, don't worry. By then I was standing on my faith and thanking God for her, and I had already claimed the healing and was thanking God for sending her to me. On December the 8th, I had the surgery. After the operation, I found out that after bleeding for a year or so, my colon cancer was at stage 1. Dr. Newell said I didn't need chemo or radiation. I felt and knew I was miraculously healed. I never once received a bill or had to pay a dime for my cancer treatment. I got the best care, the best treatment, and the best doctors. It was Governor Minter's Delaware Cancer Treatment Program that made it possible. In this day and time when everything is about paperwork and more paperwork and numbers, facts, and figures, I never even filled out an application for the cancer treatment program, starting with my first phone call. The staff from Screening for Life got information from the doctors who performed my colonoscopy, and they did the work of enrolling me into the cancer treatment program. No forms, no bills, nothing. I was able to just focus on healing. No one ever running for office will ever give you everything as promised. I've listened to, she hasn't done this, and she hasn't done that. She didn't do this, and she didn't do that. But I tell all who talk to me in a negative manner, maybe she didn't do this, and maybe she didn't do that. But what she did worked for me. This program is funded from tax on cigarettes, and for what I understand, there are some who protested the idea, but she stood her ground and pushed for her vision. My mother used to always say, praise the bridge that carries you over. It means to appreciate and do right by people who help you, no matter what others may say, think, or feel. That's how I feel about the cancer program Governor Minter created. It's because of her vision to help those who do not have health care insurance, the staff from the Public Health Department, my doctors, and the Lord's mercy that I'm here today. In 2003, when I was rejected, I felt I had no choice but to wait to die. Today, I'm hopeful and healthy, and I humbly stand before you, thanking you for your dedication and determination in your field. For this, I am grateful. For this, I am thankful. And again, my name is Emma Fulton.